Hello, welcome to the daily political tarot and astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I'm here 365 days of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just put your questions in the chat before I come on. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That is an ongoing thing. We have epic troll slayers who keep us safe, and we have got a fantastic community because of you. Thank you. And if you're watching this on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go. And, or you can watch back on like 1.25 type thing. Do hit the like button and do subscribe if you're a regular viewer. It's free and it really helps. And you can also join below and get access to the exclusive emojis, including the Grim Bleeper. Or on Patreon. On the 24th of this month, we'll have our monthly social where people come on camera with me from all over, and you could too. So, all right, y'all, I have had a day. Oh, Ricky has. And the star of the show, the only kitty who can meow the Batman 66 TV show theme. Oh, who's in kitty? He's getting ready for his close-up, Mr. DeMille. Or to go back to sleep, whichever works. Oh, boy. Okay. Y'all. I'm going to eat a square of chocolate. So, some people knocked on my door this morning, and I don't answer my door. Just, no. Unless I know who you are, that door's not opening up. Not happening. And, but my father decided to answer the door, being old school like he is. And it was the Jehovah's Witnesses. Fair enough. They specifically wanted to talk to me. Now, my father didn't call me until he closed the door with them, thank heavens. But I'm left with the question, and it's as though they're making their rounds, but they were specifically asking for me. So either they've gotten around to me after, how many years have I lived here? 4 years? Or because I give so much, I give everything I can to Feeding America, and Feeding America gives my information to other charities and whatnot. Maybe they, and I'm not sure. But maybe they, I was just on a list because of that. Or maybe it's because of this. Anyway. While Dad was talking to the Jehovah's Witnesses, Houdini, the cat, decided to make a great escape. Elfie got out this morning. Well, it wasn't a thing where, Dad could yell at him and he'd come back in, which he will do sometimes. No. He went out. So I had to go out, find him. Then he buried himself in some bushes. I couldn't get to him. So I came in to get the water spray bottle, leave the back door open a little bit so he could run back. By the time I got back out, just came in, grabbed the spray bottle, went back out, gone. Could not find him anywhere. those neighbors, backyard, over there. I talked to a neighbor way back. Finally, I spotted him over there. And I had to walk around a bunch of stuff to get to him. And then because he knows the one thing is I don't crowd him or yell at him, but I just walk steadily toward him. No matter where he goes, I just walk steadily toward him. And he just knows it's relentless and I will not stop until he's home safe. So I had to follow him all around, and finally he, I guess, got fed up and came back inside. I walked in the house, closed the door behind me, the back door, walked through to the entrance hall. He was laying on his side in the entrance hall, just looking at me like, I told you I should be let out. It's just like, oh, swear words, swear words, swear words. Oh, no, that was Bailey. That was Bailey Boo. It was Boo Boo who just walked out. He's fine. I came back up here and I was like, you're a good boy. You stay inside. Anyway, so I'm fine. He's all right. I'm all right. But it's been a morning. And I'm not impossible to find. I mean, that's just the modern world, for what it's worth. I don't like when people send me stuff directly to my house. I have like, I need to update it, but that's where I've got like a wish list on Amazon, and I'm grateful for anyone who sends me things. Like these nails today, these were from Mindy. She sent them a while back, but you also have to remember I have PTSD, and I get very nervous when the doorbell rings. So, you know, that on top of other stuff, it's just I'm just going to eat my little bit of chocolate. I'll move this out of the way so the kitty can come up if he wants to, because he is the good kitty. Yes, he is. There's the Bailey Boo. Oh, and I made a graphic. Hi. To talk briefly about Trump's chart, and it's ugly. And you know me, I don't like making ugly graphics. But anyway. All right. I'll be fine. Pamela, a cup of tea sounds fantastic. Mm-hmm. 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 So let me do a little bit of reading using the Pulp Tarot again. Close this deck. I did find the link, so it's down in the description box underneath the questions. And every day it's in the link, and it's in the list of tarot cards I use on the channel. All right. But it's a good few days. Oh, I eat chocolate chips sometimes. It's the only chocolate I have in the house. Hello, dear. How are you? Bye. He wants to go back on his bed. All right. All right. Yes, Suburban Housewife, the Trump-tanic chart. What a wreck for yes. Sandy Miller says, if you tell them to just stop contacting you, they must abide. Kind of like ghosts. That's awesome. All right. So let's start at 10 minutes in. Thank you for listening to me. All right, at 10:15. Oh, there are a lot of questions today on the whole Trump mess, but this is good. This is good. Trump received a target letter from the DOJ for the documents case, which is apparently one of the last things they do before they indict you, is they send you a letter and say or tell your lawyers, you are a target of this investigation. Mm-hmm. How freaked out is Trump right now? Oh my gosh, Karen, thank you. Thank you, thank you. That's huge. Thank you. Lord bless. Kelly, I think that's an autocorrect problem, but I like how it turned out. 45 is a rain wreck. REIGN. WRECK. A rain, like reign of terror. He's a rain wreck. Yes. Isabel Moss says, I confess I am enjoying 45's situation immensely. Yes. Whew. Alan says, a big orange rancid target. Mm-hmm. That's very sweet, Danielle. Thank you again, Karen. My day will be good. My parents are okay. My cats are okay. I'm okay. I'm with you. And so everything's going to be okay. It scared me. That's all. But now we can read on this because one thing I don't have to worry about, no one's sending me a letter saying I am under indictment. Nope. Thank you, Lindsay Blas. Lois, and yes, I had a little bit of chocolate. All right. There's so much he's done. So many documents. Who was it? Destiny Winner? Was that her name? She got 5 years in prison for one document. Wasn't that? Do you know how many documents he had? And some he can't even say what happened to them. Reality Winner. Thank you. Page of Cups. Three of Swords. World card. You're done. You're so done. You're done. Oh, yes. You'll raise money off of this. Oh, I'm sure. It's not going to lead to anything, but we're having a nice day. There's legal pain coming for Trump, and he knows it. And it is a sea change. I keep getting big. Oh, thank you, microphone, for catching that card. I could just stick it there. There we go. I keep getting Major Arcana. He's in bigly trouble. Huge mess. Huge mess. Is he freaked out? Well, he keeps yelling in all caps. True, Renia. He can use his gift cash at the prison commissary. Oh, yes, absolutely. Free speech says the witch is dead. Mm-hmm. Cards went flying. Hold, please. Cards down. Cards down. Jeez. Come on, up, up. There you go. Do you know what cards jumped out? My favorite card in this deck. That would be Justice. Temperance, High Priestess, Ten of Wands, which is a burden. Marjorie Harrison said, ding dong. Janet Fryer says you need a honeybee on one of your nails. Oh. Page of Pentacles. Oh, and it's not just him. The people around him, too, who helped him out with this. Exactly, never, never. Cards are flying like ketchup. All right. Temperance, Five of Cups, Hermit, Queen of Cups. This is our Schadenfreude card. Ooh, get your tea. Let's watch together. And trust me, he gets indicted. I'm going to be here on. Just make sure you turn on the notifications because, boom, I will be on. I will drop everything, whatever. I've got a live stream set up. I just have to fix the date and the time, and I'm going to make up a kind of basic cover for it. So I can just go in. Oh, and it's already set up to, with the you have to be a subscriber for 5 days. So it'll help keep out trolls. And boom, whenever it is. Four of Swords. Temperance. Ooh. He doesn't have an argument. He does not have an argument to stand on. And there is going to be the matter that he will be indicted. I mean, entertainment only YouTube, but that I don't think there's much doubt about that with anybody. But we are also going to have to wait. Just like with the indictments from Bragg. He was charged, he had the arraignment, and now we wait. And that's going to happen again. But if it's going to happen again, here we are, all over it. Oh, Michelle, thank you. For popcorn and general joy, amen. A woman. And he is isolated. No president's ever been treated worse than me. Go away, Lincoln. I don't want to hear it, JFK. No one's been treated worse than me. All right. At 1830, Chi Young had a question. Ah, yes. The scent of espionage is in the air today. Love that. Oh. And for what it's worth, I have this certain shampoo that I use. I really like the smell of it. My hair smells nice. It's just like, I know it's silly, but and Sarah, actually, speaking of smells, Sarah was saying that she had to take somebody to see a therapist, and she was getting out of the she was getting into the elevator, and with the person, and as a woman got off. No, they were getting off the elevator. A woman got on, and she smelled amazing. Sarah's like, both my daughter. Well, I'm sorry, I did not mean to out. Anyway, they looked at each other and they were like, "That what is it? That woman smells like home and safety and sugar cookies." And so, all right. Lois McDonald says, thank you to all the witches for such a great hunt. Yes. Witches are great hunters. Anyway. All right. Oh, yes, Joan E. Back in the 70s, there used to be a shampoo called Gee, Your Hair Smells Terrific. Yes, I remember that. Oh, Robin Roberts, yes. Head toss. Check my nails. How you feeling? Good as heck. Yep. All right. Carol says, yes, thank you, witches. I'd love to be able to have that effect on people, though. I'd love to know what that scent was. It's like people around me that feel they'd have that scent, or at least they'd feel more. I could comfort them with by just by walking by. That would make me happy. Okay, anyway. 21:15. With the grand jury in... Oh, no, that was... I never read on the question. Oh, gosh. Yeah, it's that kind of day. 21:30. .40. 21:40. Ji Young said, yes, the scent of espionage is in the air today. Up to 20 years in prison, I understand. If espionage is one of the charges for Rump, do you feel that Smith has enough evidence to convict? I would think so. Amy Jones says, I love the smell of jasmine, but the essential oil is quite expensive. Oh, I really like jasmine tea. I don't usually drink it, but I really like the smell of it, especially with Chinese food. Okay. Hanged man. Well, espionage would not be a good look for a presidential candidate. 9 of Cups. Oh, look. He went that way. There's all the evidence. Oh, yeah, he's down there. All the evidence points in the same direction. All the evidence lined up. Page of Pentacles and those around him. And big old delusion. And as much as the right would like to say the illusion is our Trump derangement syndrome, no, this is lies. This is absolute lies. Oh, Renier says, my go-to scent is gardenia. It reminds me of my gram. Oh. Marjorie Harrison says, Glenn Kirshner said they might be arraigning him in Florida for the Mar-a-Lago stuff. Less chance of spending time arguing about proper venue. And we're going to ask about that. And a potentially more right-leaning jury, but it isn't always a bad thing considering he lost to E. Jean Carroll. Civil trial. Emperor. Yes, the emperor. I do whatever I want. Flower 1 star says 45 must be convicted. Yes, or else our democracy is gone. It would be severely damaged. 9 of Wands. Wheel of Fortune. Tower. I think he's in trouble. Ricky, I've never picked up on a pocket pardon. Never. Not once. For what it's worth. You're in bigly trouble. Is Trump going to get hit with espionage charges? This is not good. This is very bad. Very, very bad for him. Oh, well. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Now, here's the worry. By doing this in Florida at 25:15, Alexis Craig asked, with the grand jury in Southern Florida being a real possibility, or no, there is a grand jury in Southern Florida. So maybe the case is brought there, or part of the case is brought there because they split it with Manafort. There's a possibility that for the trial they could get Judge Aileen Cannon. Yeah, Deba Cal just said Cannon. Yeah. We have to worry about Judge Aileen Cannon mucking up the proceedings as she did previously with the documents and special masters situation. Mm-hmm. Magician. They get a certain judge, and a lot of this stuff could just be torpedoed. A lot of the case could be torpedoed. Deborah Cal says her again. Yeah. Although I'm getting cards straight off the top of the deck, and that's a good. That's a good thing. Four of Swords. That's quiet as a tomb. I wonder if most of it will be in DC. But I know that one of Smith's top people was in Florida today. This morning, I believe. Ah, okay, not likely. Janelle Espinoza says this district is in Miami. Cannon was in Palm Beach. It's not likely. Good. Because that's what I got. Quiet as a tomb. So it wouldn't be there. Emperor. Whew, not Nine of Wands again. Moon. Four of Pentacles. Five of Wands. There's a lot going on here, but there's no judge interfering. Okay. Fingers crossed. That won't be an issue. Fingers crossed. Deb Marsh says the Florida venue was Smith's idea. It's where the crimes were committed. Have to trust his judgment. Okay. Then why would, if it happened at Mar-a-Lago, then why would I guess if they're doing federal, no, why would it be in Miami and not Palm Beach? Anyway, it's kind of looking good. Fingers crossed. And here's the related question at 29 minutes in. If indictments do happen in Florida, would that make it hard for Smith to get a conviction? Chanel says Miami has the larger federal bench. Good. Kathy Delau says I would rename Mar-a-Lardo to Mar-a-Laca. Yeah. True, Veldroid. January 6th happened in D.C. Oh, there's definitely going to be a D.C. angle. But hello, lucky girl. All right. So if indictments happen in Florida, will that make it harder to get a conviction? Maybe it's just the January 6th stuff, but boy, does it feel like I'm being drawn toward DC. Three of Cups. Oh, we're just going to enjoy the show. You and me. We're just going to enjoy the show. Oh, it's going to be great. Did you see that? Did you see that? Oh, it was good, wasn't it? Mm. Hermit. Justice. Queen of Wands. Again, it's not just going to be him. Ace of Cups. Six of Cups. It's not only justice, it's good old-fashioned justice. Initiated by the DOJ. Trump is isolated, but some of his flunkies are going to be involved too. We're going to be reading on Mark Meadows in a minute because his lawyers are saying, oh, no, we didn't make a deal, but there's reporting from multiple sources that he did make a deal to a lesser sentence in exchange for flipping on Trump. Flipping Trump. Although I just said that and my brain was like, oh gosh, can you imagine? Ick. Ew. Gross. Anyway. Yeah, he's in trouble. I'm not getting. There might be some more, but I'm still getting cups at the end. So good. All right. Oh, hello, Pamela. Yeah, thread of hope. Deal or no deal. Mark's in the hot seat. Indeed. Okay, 30 to 15. G. Young had a question here. Well, 30 to 25. All right, G. Young had a question here. Obstruction of justice should be a slam dunk. 20 to 30 years in prison. They say this is an almost certain charge. Can you see anyone else being indicted for obstruction of justice at the same time as Trump? Well, I would like to just read first on will they charge and hopefully convict Trump of obstruction of justice. I'd like to start there. Lisa says the Florida grand jury is meeting today per NBC. Obstruction of justice and Trump. Nine of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Emperor. Boy, he was working, wasn't he? And they have him on camera doing it too. Howling at the moon. King of Swords, that's the prosecutor. And being prosecuted for this. He thought he could make money, gain influence, be important. But for what Trump did, the Emperor howling at the moon. This is Major Arcana, so these are the strongest cards here. And there's Jack Smith. Very unhappy Emperor. All right, Mark Meadows. Mark Meadows. 34:45. My boss, one of my bosses used to sing, "Shave big monkeys, they shave big monkeys when they shop Menards." Anyway, all right, at 35. Word on the street is that Mark Meadows agreed to a plea deal that would have him flipping on Trump in return for lesser charges. Yay! That sounds like a good day. Hours after his testimony to the grand jury, his lawyer is now denying it. What's the truth? So, oh good, I made Alexandra laugh. Good. So, Mark Meadows take a plea deal. Ricky says, I'd settle for a, or was it? I'd settle for a 10-year prison sentence, so that would knock him off his pedestal. Yeah. Ace of Pentacles. You got the goods. Because Meadows, as chief of staff, and Trump not using electronics, everything was going through Meadows. Everything. Sharon says, according to Midas, Meadows has one of the best lawyers there is. Ooh. Could get interesting. Hierophant. So there's the government. Strength. They've got quite the case. 8 of Swords. He was totally hemmed in legally. Totally hemmed in legally. 5 of Pentacles. 8 of Cups. So this is the government themselves. They've got a strong case, and they're out here in the sunlight. Suddenly, all these cards are dark and miserable. Legally hemmed in, abandoned out in the cold. This is the little match girl card. And this is all the evidence. And somebody has to, he's got to do something in order to be able to walk away from all this evidence. I'd say he does have a deal. Rose Blue says we have 48 hours notice by all the extra security measures police put in place. Is that happening now? Or is that going to happen? Or are you saying, because you're saying present tense, we have 48 hours notice? Again, strength card. Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. Meadows is in trouble. Hermit. And then he really gets out of Dodge. He really just go home, stay there. Yep. Rose Blue says that will be the indicator. Fair enough, fair enough. B. Smith says, I suspect they're going to keep it hush-hush. So stupid. 39 and a bit. 39. 15. The far-right MAGA GOP are looking into ways to defund the DOJ and FBI if charges are brought against Trump. Will they succeed? No. Can far-right MAGA GOP defund the DOJ and FBI? They would have to go through the Senate as well. You have to be part of a budget. You have to be signed by Biden. Page of Cups. Oh, you're adorable. Okay, I'll be on vacation. Bye. That's Republicans' response. Star. 7 of Cups. 6 of Cups. These MAGA, far right, you're taking crazy pills. And you can try to be in the spotlight and make stuff up left, right, and center like you've been doing. But this is, you can call it what Democrats have done. You can call it bad policy or whatever name you want to call it. But it's not so easy to change the budget. It's not that easy to defund a big chunk of the federal government. Not with the minority. Not with the extremely limited majority they have in the House, and not having the Senate, and not having the presidency. So, Page of Swords. But they may try. They may try, or at least talk about it, because that's what they do. All right, 41. 4125. This makes me not happy. Not because I think he's a threat, but Pence thinks indicting Trump would be divisive. If elected, would he actually pardon Trump? 1, he's not going to get elected. 2, he tried to kill you. I don't know how many times I have to say that, or how worse, you wouldn't be the only one who would have been hurt. It would have been your wife. And it would have been, wait for it, your child. I don't care how old she was. Your child was there. And look, I didn't manage 20 years of marriage because I, quit at the first sign of trouble. But I gotta tell you, if I had children and my husband chose anything over their safety, we're done. Burn it to the ground. We're done. If your priority is not protecting the children, you are a waste of space. And I have to leave in order to keep the children safe. End of. It's true, Janelle. Mother will never leave. Yep. G. Young says Pence is pulling in a strong 3.8% in the polls. Fools born every minute, I guess. 10 of Swords. Well, there's bad stuff coming for Trump. We know that. King of Swords. There's a prosecutor. Knight of Swords. Loudest card in the deck. Big, clanking, running, charging. Law enforcement. Queen of Cups right in the middle. That's us. Going, oh, I love the primaries. Republican primaries are so great because they attack each other. 9 of Cups. We all know what the evidence is. Yeah, he went that way. Yeah, the evidence is all there. Oh, thank you, GM Dave. And Howling at the Moon. Would he pardon Trump? He's not going to get anywhere near the possibility. Nope. Not happening, and not happening. That's what I get. Pence. Anne says, I want the drink on the 9 of Cups. She's obviously having a good time. Oh, and now Pence is still trying to court favor with the MAGA people. Again, howling at the moon. And 10 of cups. And 9 of cups. All right, it's the same thing. All right, fair enough. The drink. Actually, it's funny. The bottle on the little table. Let me see if I can get this thing to focus. Sometimes if my eyes are not on it, it will focus. It actually just says cups. It's a mirror of what it says on the top is what's actually on the bottle. So, great shoes. They look like fun. All right. Not my kind of shoes, but they're great shoes. All right. Evelyn Hartman says, my dog and kitty always get really relaxed when you're talking. Oh, bless. Oh, bless the cuties. Oh, bless the little cuties. Oh, sweethearts. Thank you, Sheila Stewart. Thank you. All right. Waste of space. If you will not protect your own children above all, you are a waste of space. Just saying. All right, so at 46:45, I'm waiting toward the end to talk a little bit about what I'm seeing in the astrology, which is really bad for Trump. Oh, but I do have a question for anybody who's into astrology. One thing I didn't have time to look up: when does Saturn station? When does Saturn stop moving? If anybody knows, please let me know. All right, 47:15. 47:15. All right, so 45 will have powerful international enemies when indicted. I love that. I love that, Kelly. When indicted. Is 45's life in danger? Thank you, Janelle. Still trying to find time to make the graphics for that. Kelly says, lay down with MAGA, get up with please. Pleas. That was good. That was good. So he says, oh, great. Google Saturn stations July 17th. Oh. July 17th, you say? Quick note. Pen. Stations. June 17th. Saturn. Karen McLeod says Saturn retrograde is June 17th. All right, so it would. So like just before that. So like 16th, maybe 14, 15, 16, something like that. Karen McLeod says 1:27 Eastern time. All right, Saturn. All right, it goes retrograde. June 17th at 1:27 Eastern time. And that is 3 days after his birthday. So it's already slowing down because Saturn doesn't move quickly. So Saturn's already slowing down. And Saturn in his chart. Okay. Hang on. 49:45 is Trump's life in danger. Okay. Have a good day, Betty. Alexander Bellino says Saturn direct, November 4th. The direct and the strongest movement will start. Is it? It's not retrograding now. Anyway. Well, I was really looking for when it stations. So when it's not moving. So for what it's worth. So is Trump in danger? Queen of Swords. He's got a lot of protection. Page of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune. Now he's got a lot of protection. Plus, he's kind of a has-been. And whatever you get from him, they know about it. The government knows about it. I'm not getting, there's no real big danger here from him being indicted or what have you. So. Alan, I agree. I don't wish 45 any harm. I want him 100% to face legal consequences for his actions. Yes, in a court of law with evidence and representation and everything above board. Something he knows nothing about. All right. Brian had a question at 5150. For a few months now, many have felt that things are accelerating toward 45 and his minions being brought to justice. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Do you see this finally beginning to gel now? Just what we've been reading on, but I'll pull 3 cards. Okay, Ace of Swords. Well, that would be the legal initiation of, ta-da, 3 of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. Oh, yeah, there are other people involved with their own, and there are their own stories and their own, and different people are going to get accused of charged with different things, with different potential punishments. And the Knight of Cups just working their way through it. So I'm getting there. All right. Let's talk a little bit about this astrology. Juniper's Tarot and Magic says, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I thought if Saturn sits on your AC line, your ascendant descendant line, it means that you're kind of being judged or looked at. But if Saturn sits on your DC line, you can be held accountable. Well, Saturn structures, it also can restrict. So if it's on your ascendant, that limits how you present yourself. And if you have that in your chart where you were born with Saturn on your ascendant, then it can be really hard to reach out. It can take a lot to really open up, or themes of time and organization and things like that come up a lot. So he says, my Saturn's right next to my ascendant. It's terrible. It can be, but it I just go, okay, well, I'm putting together some information on organizing small business and keeping things going. And so I'm trying to work with the energy. So, but if it's on your descendant, that's your 7th house, which ta-da! This is your ascendant. That's the first. This is the first sign, Aries. This is your ascendant. This is what this line was. This is the Earth right in the middle. But this was the line. What was coming up over the horizon here, and what was descending down under the horizon there. And this is how you present yourself. Ta-da! This is other people. This is it can be hidden enemies, but it's we are. It's where the things switch over. In the bottom half of the zodiac, like this, it's all I am. These different signs, like their mantra. I am. I have. I think. I feel. I love. I serve. But then it becomes up here. It's we. We are. We have. We think. So this is about partnerships and that kind of thing. And if there's Saturn comes along and is sitting on that, then it makes things a little chilly in your personal relationships. Or if there are forces aligning against you, it really solidifies everything against you. That's what that is. So anyway, okay, I did want to mention this. I didn't make a graphic yet, but I probably will. And this is ugly to look at, which just hurts my soul. But I was looking at Trump's transits, what's moving in the sky right now, how it lands on Trump's chart, the chart he had when he was born. And because that will bring out different aspects, it will explain some of the things that are happening to him. A second. Check one thing. Talk amongst yourselves. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. All right, I just wanted to double check something in the astrology. Anyway, at 58:20. Trump's no good, very bad astrology. $840. The upshot is there are like three different things going on. One of them is the sun has come up and that's the sun in the sky, and it is moving. Everything moves counterclockwise. Well, almost everything. But this is lighting up this part of his chart where his sun, his sense of self, his Uranus, which is your rebellious, individual, humanitarian, thinking outside the box part of you, that's there, with the North Node, which is your whole purpose in this life, your work order in this life, what you're supposed to be doing. All of these are in the same place in Trump's chart, and the sun in the sky is illuminating this whole thing. So it's really bringing out this. So this is key. Anything where you end up with, I use this example because it helps people understand, although you probably will think it's silly, but when it comes to things like the nodes, North Node, South Node, if you meet somebody and they've got something important that sits on one of your nodes, there will be this sense of fate. There will be some big, like, there could be, depending on what else is in the chart, there could be a really big a feeling like this was meant to be, whatever this is. And of all people, Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly, the one thing I give them credit for is she's really into astrology, and they've got important things sitting on each other's nodes. And so they've said that their relationship is meant to be. It is fated. It is before, one of those things you agreed to before you even come down to this earth. But the one thing I give them credit for is they say, but it means it's not going to be easy. That's where I give them credit, because they're not saying it's all going to be perfect and starry-eyed. No. This is fate. This is fate talking. This is what you're here to do. And the sun is coming up to illuminate that, along with his sense of self. Is the biggest luminary, most important thing in the sky, the sun, and Uranus, this maverick, I do what I want quality, which Trump loves so much. But that is also opposite his south node, obviously, and the moon, his emotions. That's why his sense of self and his emotion, there are a couple things in his chart explain why his sense of self and his emotions they don't complement each other. And yeah, Electra Storm says, didn't they break up again? No, it doesn't matter to me if they break up. They were talking about how they felt it was unlike every other relationship they've had. They felt like it was so fated. And it has a lot to do with the stuff sitting on the nodes. And that does not mean it's going to be easy, but it's important. So that's the reason I bring it up, because for some reason it helps people remember it. Right, thread of hope. Fated can mean a lot of things. Good, difficult, beautiful, could be awful, who knows. But that sun's coming up to affect Trump that way. So that's important. Mars in the sky. All right, who's Mars? God of war. And Mars, and what is coming up on Trump's Pluto? I have no idea what that noise is. That's going away. Okay. Pluto is your sense of power. Pluto rules Scorpio. Pluto rules plutonium, which, as you know, can warm a city, warm kitty toes and baby toes and grandma's cocoa, or it can explode and level a city and make it uninhabitable for 10,000 years. And Pluto rules Scorpio, and I joke that that's the decision that Scorpios make every day. Which are they going to do? Very intense, people. So my Pluto is in my 5th house, which is what you create. So the power I have in life will come from what I'm doing, what I'm creating, my artwork and all this kind of stuff. The fun I have as well. Trump's Pluto is in his 1st house. So his very sense, I'm powerful, I'm really rich, I'm all that. Well, his power is, he's got the god of war coming along in the sky to sit on his, or just maybe even hammer down on his sense of power. This is what's happening. This chart, this is today. And a lot of these are, obviously the moon's going to move and things will move on the shift a little bit, but this is over the next few days. And so Mars is going to irritate the heck out of his Pluto. If you are a nice person, if you are a good person, this can be very energizing, which would be good. But if you have lied, cheated, stolen, and been belligerent to many, many people, and Mars comes along and hammers on your sense of power, it's not going to be pretty. Also, sorry, 4 things. Mercury in the sky. Mercury is communication. Mercury is squaring at Trump's ascendant and Mars, how he takes action. So any communication and how Trump presents himself, the communications energy in the going on around us is not going to work well with his actions he takes, with how he's presented himself to the world. Communication not going well. That energy is grinding up against his Mars, how action he takes, and the ascendant, how he presents himself. It's just going to be not going to be able to charm. He's not going to be able to communicate well. But here, I think this is the most important thing. What he's got coming up, or what he has now and what he has coming up, because these are slower moving planets. He has 3, what are called, well, there are a couple of different names for it. The word I use is inconjunct. When, what have I got here? I use the orange. No, I use the green. Yeah, it'll be easier to see. This is interesting. If you're an astronomer, this is interesting. All right. When you have a planet here, so you've got a planet right here. If you have another planet that's here, then they are 30 degrees apart. They're 360 degrees in a circle. And each one of, there are 12 signs. So each one of these is 30 degrees. And that's why when you're looking at a chart, all you have to do is, if you see where something is, and then if you have something like over here, does it have anything to do with this? Well, is it near that? Like, if it's at 1 degree here and you've got something over there, then you just count forward. 30 degrees, 30, 60, 90, 120, 150. So something that's sitting right here is 150 degrees from what's here. And 100, and it's, if you go one more, you'd go add 30, you get 180. So this is opposite this, 180 degrees. Now, each of the different angles, they mean something. They have an effect. The inconjunct, the 150 degree mark, is really interesting because the two things that are 150 degrees away from each other are, I've joked before about 2 ships passing in the night where, I think, oh, it's sexy. No, it's, I'm on this ship, you're on that ship. It's dark. We can barely see each other. And it's like, hi, and I wave and you wave, and they just, you're aware of each other, but you can't work together. You can't work on, you can't work on that energy. With transits, there is an argument to be made that it is irreconcilable energy, and in some cases, I would argue, basically, whatever the planet is that's coming along, that's, let's say there's a planet over here, okay? There's a planet over here. And there's a planet up here, and it's just tootling along, and it gets to 150 degrees away from that planet there. I would argue that this isn't somebody's chart, right? But this is a planet in the sky. This is a transiting planet. I would argue that this planet unplugs the energy of this planet. It just comes along and goes, oh, bleep. Because it's not only is the energy of whatever this planet is, this energy and that energy, they can't reconcile. They can't work together. They can't. I would argue that there's a disconnect that undermines the energy of whatever that is. And Trump has got 3 big ones. Bigly. Thank you. Let me show you. Actually, let me get a bigger. There we go. All right, we're getting out the big guns. And I'm going to get out. This may bleed through. I want to show you something. Why Trump, his energy, the way he's always gotten away with things, it might suddenly be yes, Kelly, drum roll, please. Thing to know here is, now I mentioned, I was wondering when Saturn goes stationary, because when the planet stays in the same place for a while, that energy doesn't just come in, go out, like the Doppler effect of trying to hear things, where it's like stronger, 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 loud, 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 quieter, quieter, quieter. When a planet is about to go retrograde, it stations, it finds one spot and it stays there for an unusual amount of time. And that's when it's blaring. And it's just right there. It's really strong. And it's, what you're saying is, because Saturn moves so slowly, it doesn't station for like 2 hours. It stations for a number of days before it goes retrograde or direct. Anne says Saturn goes stationary 5 days before retrograde. Okay. And you guys were telling me that Saturn goes retrograde on the 17th. It's the 8th. So between now and his birthday, Trump's birthday, this is Saturn right here. I'll make it big. It looks like the symbol looks like a number 5 that's been pulled apart, or that's being pulled apart. That's Saturn right there. And it is right across, it is in conjunct, I should say. Yeah, I mentioned Pluto, Trump's power, and the god of war coming along and pounding on Trump's Pluto. Well, Saturn, which constricts, which it brings form, it's in conjunct, and increasingly in conjunct, this conjunction here. So this unplugs some of Trump's power, whereas this is the universe hammering down on Trump's power. And not only is this in conjunct and increasingly in conjunct, it's stationary, which means it's even more powerful. And because we're not done, if they bring charges against him, criminal charges, he will be the first president. Well, what would be the planet of unusual things, unexpected? Uranus, the maverick, the bolts out of the blue, that sort of thing. Well, Uranus is up here. The symbol looks like an H with a thing underneath it. And that is, you can remember, because the H is for Herschel, the man who discovered it. And then they just have this drop part, which makes it look cool, I guess. Anyway, but there's Uranus in the sky. It is in conjunct two separate things in Trump's chart. One of them is his lucky Jupiter. We know Trump was born under a fortunate sign. He gets away with all kinds of stuff because his Jupiter is in a really good aspect to his sun, his sense of self, and his that sun-moon opposition. Well, Saturn or Jupiter, big, expansive, lucky Jove comes along and is just pouring good energy on. It's a good energetic outlet for that interplay of energy. But Uranus in the sky is coming along to go, oops, pull the plug. Something handy? Yeah. Just do. So something unexpected is in conjunct his lucky Jupiter, which is down here, which looks like a kind of like a number 4. Right? So the very unusual comes along, and his lucky Jupiter, and I was talking about the sun and the moon are opposite each other. His sense of self and his emotions, the two luminaries, the biggest things in the sky. And they're both on his north and south node because he was born right around an eclipse. So they're right there. This unusual thing is also in conjunct his south node, which would be his fated past and his emotions. So it doesn't mean he's going to become unemotional. It's just something is, here, I'll put the big moon. It's a weird looking moon symbol. Sorry about that. But this bolt out of the blue, very, very unusual energy is just coming along to his usual way of emoting, his usual way of doing what he does. And it's just saying, okay, I'm an unusual thing. I'm going to come along and I'm going to kind of disconnect. If I can't even disconnect it fully, just pull it out just a little, just a little. So it's weaker. It's much weaker. It's not quite, can't really. And he's doing that to the way Trump has acted emotionally. And Holly and Francis, unproductive emotions, putting it mildly, because it's also on his nodes. It's affecting his south node. So every way he's been, every thing he's used in the past to make life work for him. So right now, you've got the universe is hammering down on Trump's sense of power. Saturn is constricting and possibly unplugging some of his power. And Uranus, very, very unusual, out of the blue, never been done before, thinking outside the box, is coming along and disconnecting his lucky Jupiter in the 3rd house of communication, but his lucky Jupiter and his emotional reactions. Sucks to be him. So I just wanted to make sure I went over that with you. So I also noticed that one other thing, his, how I mentioned Jupiter, which is expansive and lucky and this kind of stuff. It can also be a blowhard full of hot air, but okay. Well, there's a Jupiter. This is in Trump's chart. Jupiter in the sky is right now is sort of up here. I'll put another 4, another Jupiter symbol up here. This is something we're all dealing with. But right now, Jupiter in the sky is at 5 degrees. Well, if you count up 30, 60, 90 degrees, which is a square, Venus in the sky is currently at 3 degrees. So they're already square each other, because it doesn't have to be exact to affect each other, but Venus moves faster than Jupiter. So it's still going to move forward and just strengthen the square between these two planets up in the sky. Well, this lucky expansive Jupiter is in Trump's 10th house of status. So it will, having Jupiter in your 10th house can expand your reach, your success, your career, what have you, but square, basically make you more prominent, but it's square Venus. So let's say you're not going to love it. He's not loving it. And that's in his first house is how he's presenting to the world. So this is going to make him more visible. Ta-da! Jupiter's here, expand, and him becoming more prominent can be good, unless you've been criming day in, day out, 24/7 for years and years and years, and then you've got Venus in your first house, which should make you attractive and lovely, except those two things are squaring each other. So the energy is grinding up against, he's not going to love it. He's not going to love it. So, all right. And it's also, squaring a female sign, most interesting. There's that too. All right, so I just wanted to share that with you because I thought that was really interesting, and I hope it made sense. I try to break things down so they make sense. I don't know that the full moon's going to have much to do with anything. The new moon is on the 18th, 10 days from now. I don't know that that's going to do much. Full moon isn't until July 3rd, so I don't know that that's going to do much. Full moon helped McCarthy get into office. Those 14 times he lost the vote, and then the final one he got the vote, that was during the full moon. It was building up to the full moon. No, full moon, yes. Boy. All right, so hang in there, and when this happens, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here. I will be on. I will go live. Do make sure your notifications are turned on. Hit the little bell. And this is going to be so good. This is going to be so good. All right. So hang in there. All right. That'll do it for me. It is 1:42 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I will be over on the Creative Sprints channel working on this new making some journals project that I have started, which I think you might like when it's done. Anyway, other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow or as soon as this jerk is charged. Mwah! All right. Hang in there. You're not alone. We're in this together. And there are good days ahead. All right, so take care, and I'll see you right back here tomorrow or sooner.